everyone. I'm Linda Lisanti, Editor-in-Chief of Convenience Store News. I'm here today with Blackie Wills, President and CEO of the Wills Group. A family-owned company since 1926, the Wills Group operates a number of businesses across the Mid-Atlantic, including Dash-In convenience stores, Splash-In eco car wash locations, and SMO motor fuels. At the Wills Group, diversity, equity, and inclusion are seen as key enablers to its business strategy and operating priorities, and considered core to achieving its mission of being the preferred choice for employees, customers, and business partners in its chosen markets and geographies. Blackie, thank you so much for chatting with me today.
My pleasure, Linda. That was quite the introduction. Thank you.
To get us started, can you tell me a little bit about the Wills Group's DEI journey so far?
Yeah, it's. We've had kind of a DEI journey that's been organic for many years, but obviously, you think about the advent of the pandemic and some of the social injustices that happened, the murder of George Floyd, the Black Lives Matter movement. We became a lot more intentional about kind of DEI and I would say more formally established our journey as well as some objectives. And, at that time, you think about, 2020, 2021, the anxiety, just the world at large, what was happening, due to COVID and due to what was happening in the world. We kind of started off really with our employees. We wanted to try to figure out how do we, reduce this anxiety and acknowledge it, being a problem and kind of taking a position. And so we conducted listening sessions with employees just to kind of hear them out. What's going on? What are you thinking about? What are you concerned about? And we spent some time there. We had also hired one of the leading DEI consultants, Korn Ferry, to kind of help us to, I would say, formally establish more structure into our DEI journey. Conducted a number of interviews with not just executives, but across the organization. Completed a talent flow analysis. And out of that initial endeavor, I think we spent time kind of developing this diagnostic to figure out, how do we advance our culture? How do we take a look at our talent? And how do we, think about how this works in connection with our communities? So that really kind of kicked things off for the DEI journey. And then, in years since then, we've kind of been focused on how do we gauge whether or not we're making progress. So that's kind of been the genesis of where it really started. And I think the other thing is we know that this is just ongoing. There's no end to this, and it's all about continuous improvement.
Great. It sounds like you started out from a really strong foundation and built from there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we often hear that DEI efforts are most successful when they have the support of upper management. So personally, why did you decide to support DEI at the Wills Group?
Yeah, well, for one, we've always been a values-based organization, and we have 7 corporate core values. And one of those is diversity. And we say that we embrace the uniqueness of all individuals and support, equal opportunities and belonging for all. So I think, it's just the right thing to do. And when you think about your organization, we've been long believers that our people are our greatest asset. So how do you ensure that you're getting the best people, that your people feel very connected to the organization? That's always been important to us. So it's always been kind of a natural fit to really pursue DE&I.
Great. When you decided to embark on this journey, did you ever worry about any backlash?
No, we were really more concerned about getting it right and being authentic to us. I think DEI can mean different things to different organizations, and we're a small to medium-sized organization in the Mid-Atlantic, and we've been around for 98 years. So for us, it was just really about being authentic. And, we didn't take a lot of, I would say, strong stances publicly. We weren't looking for PR opportunities. For us, it was like, let's focus on, our key stakeholder groups, our employees, our customers, our communities, and let's just do the right thing. what feels natural, what feels right. So that's always been kind of our compass and guiding star as we think about it.
Awesome. So in your experience, what has been the ROI from your DEI efforts?
We've tried to gauge that a couple different ways. I think we're big believers that diversity can give us a talent advantage. And so really kind of focusing on that. And the other, I think, piece of it is thinking about employee engagement. Obviously, the more diverse your employee population is, the more things you need to do, the more you need to be aware of. So how do we ensure that we're attracting top level talent, and very diverse talent? And so we kind of gauge that through employee engagement. And I'm proud to say that as we've looked at advancements in employee engagement in recent years, since we've become more intentional with our DEI journey, I think it's translated to results. We were 82% of employees said it was a great place to work 3 years ago. We're up to 87% now. So we've been very excited to kind of see that continued growth, year over year. And we've also intentionally, as part of our annual engagement survey, we look at some core DEI questions to assess how we're doing there. And we've been fortunate that we've been consistently able to score in the top percentile, top 1 or 2 percentile in those key areas. So I think that's been really important. We established employee resource groups a few years ago. Initially, it was the Women of Wills, Professional Women, and Families in Motion, so working parents. That's kind of where it started. We've since added a third employee resource group for military veterans. And we rely on those employee resource groups to just provide additional kind of thought leadership and perspective. And frankly, we've acted on a lot of things that they've done that we believe are making us a better employer, strengthening the relationship with our employees. So a lot of it is about, I think, both retention of existing talent and attraction of new talent. I think that's kind of one of the core components of DE&I that we look at. And it probably goes beyond that, but that's kind of what we're most focused on right now is the talent advantage.
For sure. And those are some compelling metrics that you shared with us. Thanks. And so just looking to the future, where do you see the company's DEI journey going from here?
Yeah, I mean, we're earlier on in the process, and we know we have a lot of work ahead of us. We're very excited about the progress we've made. We're committed to kind of, continuing to see it through. I talked about kind of how we assess this DEI journey, things like, employee engagement, things like our talent flow analysis. We want to be conscious of, how are we promoting people, ensuring our talent systems are without bias. We've got work to do at the senior levels. I'd like to see advancement of more women and people of color in our senior leadership ranks. We're not really where I'd like to be right now, but that's something, in due time, we think will continue to improve. And I think it's just seeing that we're continuing to open the door for more diversity within the organization and ensuring that we're focused on being inclusive of all individuals, regardless of gender, background, sexual orientation, et cetera. So we know where we have opportunities, and we'll just continue to work through that, and we hope that we'll continue to see scores improve year over year.
Great. And like you said in the beginning, it's an ongoing journey. This doesn't end. So
That's right.
All right, great. Well, that was all the questions that I had. Thank you so much, Blackie, for chatting with me and for sharing your experience.
Thank you, Linda. My pleasure. Have a good one.